it is a big topic of conversation now. We kind of stayed off round one of speculation about what's going on with Erika Kirk, but it seems like a fair thing to interrogate at this point. The first thing that really made people go, was probably this. Genghis Khan here says, there is not a single married woman on X today that would watch her husband's throat get blown out, then days later tell someone with a phone to please get a video of her sobbing over an open casket. This is badly acted Hollywood nonsense, and I'm tired of you pretending it isn't. Okay, so I think a lot of people said when this happened, even me, I was like, well, you don't know, man. If somebody's kind of having a nervous breakdown, like you can't really account for what they do, and you might still say that, but you be the judge.
Oh, I love you. I love you. I love you. I know. I love you. I love you so much. I love you. I love you. God bless you.
So that was something that definitely made a lot of people go, But then again, yeah, like you don't know what impact something like that has on you psychologically. Maybe that makes sense to you at the time. And then, of course, there's this. Erika Kirk hosted a $10,000 plate black tie gala at Mar-a-Lago this past weekend, like every grieving widow. So this stuff, before she went out on the tour, this stuff was kind of there in the background. I don't know. Candace says they've raised $140 million since Charlie's death. Once the book tour started, that's when a lot of people, I think, who had been holding back on really discussing this started to feel, well, I mean, if you're going to go out on tour, fair game. So this video, I think, made a lot of those voices grow much louder.
Those little things where, again, he would walk through the door, drop his bags, Daddy's home, take his phone Friday night, Shabbat Shalom, throw it in the junk drawer, and it was just all us. And that's what I always wanted to make so special for him, was coming home. I'd always say, baby, I don't care what time you get home. Home is here for you. Your food will never be cold. It might sit out for a little bit, but I'll reheat it. It's fine. And I just want to encourage spouses, don't get mad. It's so easy. Don't do it.
My Charlie.
Yeah. You know, I it's a little hard to believe that Charlie, a Christian, came home and said Shabbat Shalom on the Sabbath. Seems a little overdone. Here's Stu Peters. Erika Kirk starts speaking in Hebrew to prove that she's a good and loyal Zionist soldier. Yeah, it kind of plays that way. This diligent denizen. As I predicted, they are wheeling out Erika Kirk pre-staging as PR emotional defense against scrutiny or skepticism of the narrative around Charlie Kirk's assassination. This staging is for the TPUSA Candace Owens debunking event scheduled on December 15th, right before AmFest, and coincidentally on Keaton Weiss's birthday, where they insisted Candace go in person to attend. This is bait, Candace, to lure you into going after Erika Kirk and give them the moral high ground. She's attacking a grieving widow BS. Now, as we now know, they are having a private meeting tomorrow. We'll see how that goes. But this was Erika Kirk's appearance on Fox the next day after the Shabbat Shalom appearance.
Show family, when you go after the people that I love, and you're making hundreds and thousands of dollars every single episode going after the people that I love because somehow they're in on this, no.
The podcaster.
Okay. And this video was an early one that they dropped to promote the town hall. It's from Shadow of Ezra. Erika Kirk is now publicly telling Candace Owens to stop questioning Charlie Kirk's assassination. Erika Kirk and Turning Point USA have concluded that Tyler Robinson was the one responsible for her husband's death.
Candace Owens, okay? At one time, a friend of Charlie's, at one time, an employee of Turning Point. She has been one of the main peddlers of these conspiracies, and she is making a huge amount of money on it. She is building her business off of these lies. What do you want to say to her and the other people that are putting these lies out into the world right now?
Okay, and let's just point out, Barry Weiss is not in any way acting as a reporter here. You could ask the question, well, some people don't believe this.
Right.
What do you say to that? She states as a fact
That they're lies.
Candace Owens is lying.
Stop. That's it. That's all I have to say. Stop.
Okay. Okay. Academic agent. At one point, am I allowed to openly dislike Erika Kirk without you lot saying respect a grieving widow? Like, what's the level of time on which that cloak of protection expires? So you are getting a lot of that kind of feedback, and whatever you think, certainly this book tour seems to have backfired spectacularly if the intention was to get control of the narrative. Because if anything, it opened the floodgates and made Erika Kirk, in the eyes of a lot of people, fair game in a way that she was not before that. So this is a woman who goes to the same church that Erika Kirk goes to. And this is her description of what goes on during services.
In real life at church since Charlie died, and I will tell you that the performance in real life is as bad as it is on TV. I'm talking reserved front row pew, bringing her whole entourage, not her children, showing up late, dabbing her eyes when she walks back from communion because it's the one time that the whole church can see her because she's in the front row. And before you jump down my throat and say, oh, it's security purposes. No, it's not, because this church has a side section that is closer to the exit that she comes in and out of, and where only probably about 5% of the church would actually be able to see her if that's where she was sitting. But no, front row seat, the whole circus. I'm not sure whose idea it was for her to go on this media tour. All it has done is confirm for those of us who were holding on with a smidgen bit of benefit of the doubt that this woman was genuine. Out the window. We cannot unsee what we've seen. The conservative leaders who are out there defending her have all capitalized on Charlie's death. They've all acted like he was their friend, and they have all turned his death, his public execution, which thousands of us saw, into their own moment to push their brand, to push their podcast, to push their social medias. And then those people who aren't famous, who are still defending Erika. What Erika did the other day on whatever freaking show she was on, to call it a sickness of the mind. That is exactly how control-based groups, cults, fundamentalist religions gaslight and undermine anyone who dares question the authority, dares question the narrative being shoved down our throats. It's to undermine our sanity, to undermine our minds, to undermine the state of our souls and our relationships with Jesus. Some of us identify it and recognize it as the tactic it is, and it's disgusting. We need God because we need the truth.
Yeah, and again, this is part of the problem they're having, because you're not talking about some lib here who's going after Erika Kirk. This is backfiring in terms of getting their own people on board, because yeah, they're being gaslit, whatever you think the reason for that is. There's absolutely no way all of these people think, yeah, no, Charlie's magic neck bone stopped a bullet. So at that point, you have to ask about motives, because the idea that they actually believe what they're saying is absurd. There's one poster put out, putting her out there is a huge miscalculation. Erika Kirk comes off as a fraud. This isn't helping. And she's right. This particular clip really went viral as an example of how off-putting a lot of these appearances have been.
But we serve a just God, and I rest easy in knowing that He's sovereign, but He's just. And so let the Lord handle that.
Okay. Many parodies have been made of this. This is one of them.
Just God, And I rest easy in knowing that he's sovereign, but he's just. And so let the Lord handle that.
Lord have mercy! Sam, this is some scary shit! Oh, I am scared!
All right, so this actress is blessed with actually bearing a certain resemblance to Erika Kirk. A lot of her videos on this have been going viral.
Thank you, 5. Can I have a moment just by myself so that I can...
Oh, no, yeah, of
let's
course.
go for some space.
Understand. You're good.
We'll be
and you're good?
Thank you.
You okay?
I'm okay.
Yeah, okay.
It's game time. You've got this. You've got the grief. You've got righteous anger. And God will take care of all of those who oppose you. And it's for the kids. It's for Charlie. And it's for the ability to be able to grieve in private. We want privacy, and some people grieve differently. Some go on book tours and some stay home, but Charlie wanted me to earn the trust of the people after he was gone. He told me. And everything that he said about that black pilot, well, that was out of context. People just don't know how brilliant he was. He didn't care. He wanted everybody to earn their keep, just as he wants you to earn the money. So that you can buy his last book. And we're all grieving. But everyone who's asking questions needs to stop. Okay, that felt good. All right, I think I'm good. Oof. God, this mascara's good. All right, Erika, let's sell some books.
All right, now on a more serious note, and you played this in your segment, she claims that she has Charlie's phone, which raises the question, why would Kash Patel allow her to keep the phone?
He was not messaging people the day before saying, I'm going to be murdered. They're coming after me. Someone's going to kill me. He didn't say that. And I have his cell phone.
Social media is...
Whoops. So why would she have his cell phone? How could you end up...
I'm just going to have to say it.
...with his cell phone? So before we get to James Lee, this has also been going around. This is from Adam. A photo has emerged of Erika Kirk with Benjamin Netanyahu's son, Yair Netanyahu, in 2019 in Israel. From what I've read, that's before she met Charlie. Now she's talking Hebrew on daytime TV, attacking Candace Owens and defending TPUSA, who have been caught lying. She's in on it. She was Charlie's handler. Now, this is, of course, what a lot of people have been speculating from the beginning. Certainly, there's not enough evidence to say that. There is enough to say that Zionist donors have largely taken over TPUSA in the wake of Charlie's death, and that probably has a lot to do with this concerted effort to shut down this conversation. There's the Jeff Epstein parody account. Erika Kirk is close with Netanyahu's son, so why is Netanyahu's son suddenly launching a podcast that mirrors the Charlie Kirk show? They were close in 2019 before Erika met Charlie. Is this the network Erika Kirk is defending? I think that's a fair question.
So on Instagram, she met him in 2018, actually.
Earlier than that?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So this is James Lee kind of putting the pieces together.
This right here, what's going on, this is what we call a psychological operation.
He would walk through the door, drop his bags, daddy's home, take his phone, Friday night, Shabbat Shalom.
Is she a rapper now? What was that little rhyme there? Daddy's home. throws the phone. Shabbat Shalom. I asked Grok, do Christians say Shabbat Shalom? And the response was no, Christians typically do not say Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom is a traditional Hebrew greeting used by Jews on the Sabbath, Friday evening through Saturday evening. It literally means Sabbath peace or peaceful Sabbath and is specific to Jewish observance of Sabbath. At this point, I am fully convinced this is a psyop, right? Now that Charlie Kirk is no longer around to speak for himself, the new CEO of TPUSA, Erika Kirk, is using this moment to basically push Israel down our throats.
We have over 1,000. We have around 1,070 major hand-picked evangelical pastors. We have over 200 connected to Donald Trump in the White House. These are the media people. These are the social media people. They influence tens of millions of people. And this is the first time in Israel's history it's ever happened. By the way, they're not coming on a tour. They're coming to become official ambassadors for the state of Israel.
Israeli ambassadors. Did he just say the quiet part out loud? And also, there are whistleblowers out there right now claiming, allegedly, that Turning Point USA itself has been compromised by foreign governments. Are we not allowed to ask any questions that one of the largest political organizations in the United States might be compromised by a foreign government?
Come after me, call me names, I don't care. But when you go after my family, my Turning Point USA family, my Charlie Kirk Show family, when you go after the people that I love, and you're making hundreds and thousands of dollars every single episode going after the people that I love because somehow they're in on this, no.
No, your family is your family. The people who work at TPUSA, who work for you at TPUSA, they are your colleagues. So we should have the right to ask questions. We should have the right to investigate your organization's ties to potentially shadowy figures or funding. And yes, we should have the right to question if the organization that you lead is potentially colluding with a certain foreign government.
Yes, clearly. Now, finally, this was just breaking since we've been on the air. Candace Owens, this is from Erika Kirk. Candace Owens and I are meeting for a private in-person discussion on Monday, December 15th. Candace and I have agreed the public discussions, live streams, and tweets are on hold until after this meeting. I look forward to a productive conversation. Thank you for your attention to this matter. No, she just said thank you. Okay. So that's a lot of the conversation that is happening. Now, of course, it is impossible for us to know what Erika Kirk's motivations are. It is kind of beside the point, I think, as James Lee points out there, and I don't think this is controvertible. TPUSA, whatever it was or whatever it ever purported to be, whatever it may or may not have been in Charlie's lifetime, clearly has been subverted by a Zionist core of donors. Erika Kirk has been deployed as part of a PSYOP to shut down questions about this assassination. We can't know why she's doing that. She obviously comes off as very insincere and artificial. That could be a result of doing something under pressure or under threat or under fear, or it could be because you're greedy or you're a psychopath. It reads that way to a lot of people. She has read that way to me, certainly, for a while. That's how I read her. But yeah, man, I mean, I'm not a doctor. I'm not in a, psychiatrist's office with her, diagnosing her. She strikes me as being kind of off, and obviously strikes a lot of other people that way too, hence these kinds of parodies and analysis. But in terms of how it impacts us, how it is important to us generally as a society, is, yeah, I think James' point, fitting it in with what they've just done with bringing the 1,000 pastors to Israel, That's very good connecting of the dots. This all seems like an overall push to get the narrative back. Now, it's not going to work, just like Barry Weiss's stewardship of CBS is destroying the crumbling edifice of what's left of it. What's happening with TPUSA is basically turning it into another astroturfed institution, whereas it had once been an authentic institution that people really supported. What you're going to wind up with is a hollowed out shell supported by Zionist money, but it's going to lose real membership and real support from real people.
Yeah, I mean, I think I've always been hesitant, and I remain hesitant to engage in like scrutiny of her behavior, because I don't think any of us know how we would behave under these circumstances. Don't forget, you have to appear in public. If you're appearing in public under these circumstances, there is an element of performance to that. There just is, right? To go on camera and be your true self. Well, what does that mean? There's a lot riding on you going up there. You want to project strength. You feel probably an imperative to carry the torch in terms of, continue on in the footsteps of your husband and execute his mission. At the same time, you don't want to look like a craven grifter who's out there peddling a book. So maybe you do feel a need to, be a little dramatic. Like to me, the psychoanalyzing is pointless. I never thought that was fruitful. To me, the two things that stand out both in this montage and in the stuff that we did, when she tells Candace Owens and anybody who is questioning things to stop, and when she says that Charlie never received these threatening text messages that Candace Owens alleges that she had. Those are two things that go beyond just, okay, your behavior does not conform to what my preconceived notion of a grieving widow ought to look like. There's no such thing as a generic avatar of a grieving widow who's going to conform to everybody's image in their mind of a grieving widow. That's always going to be wrong, because what's in your mind is not real, right? People are real. But when she says stop, if you're asking questions about that, stop. That's going beyond behavior. She's issuing a command that we stop asking questions about a cataclysmic event that's being, by the way, used by the government as a pretext to violate our constitutional rights. So
exactly.
In my opinion, the appropriate response to that is, no, I'm sorry, with all due respect to your situation and your grief and your loss, we have a right to say what we want. This is America. We have a First Amendment. And that includes a right to question the government. We have an obligation to question the government when the government is trying, especially to take away our right to question the government. That is the time, if any, that you have kind of a duty to exercise that First Amendment right. So that cuts through the noise of how she's behaving. Does it come off as authentic or inauthentic? Those questions never interested me. They still don't, to be honest. And then obviously the statement that he never received these text messages, that Candace Owens says that Andrew Colvett told her he received. Okay, well, at that point, somebody's not telling the truth. At that point, we also have an obligation to interrogate that. Right. And when you put yourself out there making those kinds of statements, you become a topic of conversation.
Sure,
and,
of course.
And being a public figure, as much as I choose not to engage in the speculation about the way she carries herself, or even the thing with the casket in the hands, I don't go there. If you're going to go on a book tour and you're going to promote yourself as the leader of this movement, well, now you're making yourself fodder for
fair
public
game
consumption, right? Like, people are now going to have those opinions about you. I personally don't find the behavioral examination to be particularly important. I also don't think she's literally saying he comes home and screams Shabbat Shalom. His friends all said they couldn't reach him on the weekends because he honored the Sabbath and all that.
No, she literally said he said Shabbat Shalom.
But does that mean she's declaring it? He comes home Shabbat Shalom.
She literally said that.
I don't believe that.
She literally said he comes home and says Shabbat Shalom. Now you want to say that?
No, she didn't. She said he comes home Shabbat Shalom, meaning I'm yours for the week. She didn't say he literally said it. I mean, whatever. Like, who cares? Who cares? He didn't say he came home every day and he would announce when he walked through the door. She's doing a shtick. She's doing a shtick.
Okay, well, even on the other side.
Yeah.
I mean, the way I read that is she got a little too into character for the people who are pulling her strings. She got a little too in character. She got a little over enthusiastic. You want to look at it the other way, and she's saying on her own behalf, Shabbat Shalom. I mean, that's just as insincere. Yeah, no, Erika Kirk is, she's a devout. She says Shabbat Shalom in her personal life. Either way, that you interpret it.
Perhaps, but the overall, like, people have she's not lying about the fact that he took the weekends off. Obviously, that's what everybody said about him, that you couldn't reach him at that time. If I come home, he comes home every week. Daddy's home. What's for dinner? Does that mean I literally come home every day and say, Daddy's home, what's for dinner?
Mm-hmm.
Does that, are you going to
hold
me to that?
That's exactly the same as somebody who's part of an organization that people speculate Zionist donors may have had something to do with her husband's death, invoking a religious phrase that she certainly doesn't use in real life. It's the same as, he dropped his bags. It's exactly the same as saying Shabbat Shalom.
I'm just saying I don't take that literally, and I don't see it as necessarily fruitful. Like, I don't see that as a major, oh my God, what's going on there? What's going on there? What we know is that he took the weekends off, and she described him taking the weekends off and making himself available to the family on the weekends. That's what she is communicating
he wore
there.
Kippah too, probably.
That's what she's communicating there.
Yeah, payas.
And that's what she is communicating there. And that seems to check out. Like, I don't see that to be worth prodding all that much. That just seems excessive. But as for the other stuff, yeah, I mean, obviously, and this is obviously a run-up to this big event. And obviously, they are using this event as, the final chance to corral people behind a narrative.
Yep, and it seems to be multi-pronged.
Yeah.
Like, it's the CBS thing, it's the TPUSA thing, it's the pastors thing, it's the TikTok thing. It's all part of an overall effort to shut down speech and to try to drum up support for both Zionism and censorship.
Please clap.